Hey, it's Max82 and welcome back to another tryout. Today's tryout is on Aerial Knight's Never Yield. This is a game, I remember I first saw it in like a Nintendo Direct indie showcase sort of thing, and I was like, that looks pretty cool, I want to check that out. So I put it on my wish list for the Switch, and then like last month or something, it was a Games with Gold game. So I have it, got it through that, and I've now played it a little bit. So this is an runner game, and it's a very solid runner game. The visual style is like really striking, and the music is really good, and I think the core gameplay like is really where it needs to be. Just like the endless running part. I actually purchased the soundtrack on Bandcamp after playing it, because I'm like, this jams. I like this a lot. It's a very fun game to play, especially when you like get into like the sort of flow state, the sort of like in the zone with it, and you're like really catching like what the obstacles are and how you're supposed to react to them and all that. Like that's when the game I think is at like its best. It's the best it is, because again it's an endless runner, so you die in one hit basically. But during the story mode, this game has like checkpoints periodically that really, make it so like you're not really redoing the whole level, because the levels are a bit longer than I really expected. However, at least on the Series X, which is where I was playing it, it's got some jank to it. The first thing I noticed on opening the game is that it seems like on the menus, while left and right works perfectly fine, up and down on the D-pad doesn't seem to work. It works when you use the analog stick, the left analog stick, but like not on the D-pad for some reason, which is strange. Okay, so the D-pad does work, kind of, but not up and down, just left and right for some reason. It also has like some issues visually that I saw while playing, where like some stuff seemed in the background to like blink in and out of existence a little bit. I didn't see it that much. I think it was mostly on like one level. And then also, I think the cutscenes are sort of paced way too quickly. I don't think they have a lot of air to breathe. And like, so you have this real quick cutscene, and then you get a loading screen. And at least on the Series X, those loading screens are longer than the cutscene was. So like, you're just sort of like, all right, you got this like 10-second cutscene, and then like this 20-second loading screen, and now you're playing the game. It just doesn't feel as seamless as you might want from, a higher budget game. But I imagine this wasn't the highest budget game. The biggest issue I ran into though was there's an endless mode that appears to have been added in like the last big update, and I went to hit the replay button after dying in the endless mode, and the game just soft locked. The record on screen was still spinning, and I couldn't do anything. I couldn't exit this menu, I couldn't move to select something else. It just stuck there, which was interesting. Yeah, it appears to have just soft locked. Wild. But like, despite the sort of jank and the soft lock, I didn't like. I liked this game. Like, the music is, like I said, the music is good. I like the visual style for the most part, especially when you're actually playing. In the cutscenes, it's a bit too simplistic, I think, to convey what's happening sometimes. But when you're actually playing the game, I think it works fine. I think it works great. And the gameplay itself is fun. There's definitely some jank even just in the gameplay, like the visuals gameplay-wise. But I think the actual, like, controls are completely solid. Like, they respond pretty much exactly how you'd expect. And, like, I've not so far run into anything that's just like, that doesn't do what I think it should, or work how I think it should, or whatever. It's There's a lot of like jank in the UI and the stuff that gets you to the game, but like there wasn't that much. There's a little bit, but there wasn't that much in terms of like when you're actually playing and going through. So personally, I give this one a pass, especially if some of those issues that I mentioned get ironed out at some point. I think this is really solid despite some bugs. And I'll probably at least finish the story. I don't know if I'll try and get some of those achievements for endless mode, because I can't do that very well. But, that's my opinion on the game. So go to the description to find links to all sorts of places. My Twitter, Patreon, Bandcamp, etc. Down there, click links. Like the video if you liked it, dislike the video if you didn't. If you liked this, you want to keep up with this and other shows, you get the subscribe button. I make this show once every week on Wednesdays, and I make another show that's regular on Sundays and other stuff mixed in. So keep an eye on for that. Leave a comment. Do you have a video? Do the things. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!